Yo, Tony D here with a mega micro review stack. Awesome stuff. It's a mix, Marvel, DC, have some Avatar. Let's see what we got here. Give you a little my thoughts after reading these. Uncanny X-Men, number 19. It's okay. It's not resonating quite as much as I want it to. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do like these characters. They're pretty evil. But this whole issue really is a type of coming of age for Jubilee for some reason, and I'm not really sure. It feels like a filler issue. It doesn't really feel like there's much of a, I don't want to say point. There's just not much here, really. The Outliers, I do like the Outliers. I love their interactions. Death Dream does have a bit in here where there's something about cats. I thought that was interesting. He doesn't like the cats. I don't know why, but they have a connection to the death scape that he's connected to. It's interesting. They're developing more of the relationship between the Outliers, and you have this Sentinel dog. It's interesting as well. They call it Waffles. We'll see how this develops. I think that's a good little entry into the Uncanny X-Men family. So you have Jubilee, earlier issues, she punked out some punks that were picking on a mutant, and they hired Deadpool and Outlaw to take her out. And I thought, man, like, how are these townies going to get a hold of Deadpool? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the writing is like they're trying that hard with some of this. I mean, Gail Simone, man, she's a great writer, but a lot of these issues just fall flat. That's a good shot. I find myself wanting to like it, and when I'm doing that, I'm not really, it's just not there, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why we need to see Jubilee have a solo type of coming of age issue here. Maybe thing will, I don't know. We'll see how it develops. But yeah, I don't know, just not all there for me. Do you have I think I got a variant cover on this. Oh, I did. The Scott Campbell variant cover. Totally like it. It's not too bad. So, I keep buying the X-Men. That's my automatic. And I'll keep buying it. Amazing Spider-Man, number 9. This story with Hellgate, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Spider-Man got the beat down in earlier issues, and this issue is showing him recovering from this. He really goes within himself. Mary Jane, spoiler, Mary Jane reveals that she is the all-new Venom. But Peter Parker's not really, I don't know, he's not really surprised about it. You have some interaction with Norman Osborn, really trying to get Peter Parker back in the game. Got some Tombstone action there with Shocker. It's not that bad. What was really cool is the end of this issue where this is an interesting character. I'm not really sure. I'll have to do some research and see what's going on with this character. I'm a little intrigued, I'll have to admit. Shocker, some Shocker guys, man, they're getting ready to lay it down. And this really was awesome. Spider-Man is back in it. And he seems to be probably a little more intense. So I'm digging it. Keep going with Spider-Man. That's another automatic. I won't stop buying Spider-Man. unless it is really bad. Let me get some tape on this bad boy. John Romita Jr. cover on this one. It's pretty good. I've been kind of critical about some of his stuff. You know, he's really a legend in the game. His father as well. He's been drawing for years, decades. But coming up is Absolute Superman, number 10. I love this. The story is on fire. You have a reveal at the end. I'm not going to spoil that one. It's pretty big. But you have more of the Peacekeeper Smith, who I liken to the Absolute Mentallo without the kryptonite heart. But they do go into a description of how he's built, and he's extremely powerful, but Superman is just so much more powerful. He's no match. Ra's al Ghul has a plan. He's trying to break Superman. He's trying to get him to kill. And Superman ain't gonna do that. Or will he? Love the Brainiac. Great artwork. Love the dark around his mouth and just the wires, just like a chaotic mess of just, I don't know, just great. I love the contrast where he's messy like that, but he's like an AI. He's like super intelligent. You would think there'd be more organization, more. I think this is reflective of his being, because in earlier issues we see he's really I don't want to say rogue Brainiac, but he's different than the others. So this is straight action. You have the Omega Men going to help Superman, save him. They're in Greenland, and Brainiac gives a science reason why they're there, and it makes sense. He has deduced that Superman is powered by the sun, and the sun doesn't shine. You're talking, it stays dark up there. I think he says 37 days. Yeah, the sun won't rise for another 37 days, so they can fight and hopefully wear him down. So Ra's al Ghul gives a kryptonite bullet to Peacekeeper Smith, and he lets him loose, like, go ahead and do it. But the whole intention here is to break Superman by getting him to kill. It's really intense. The intensity is, you can feel it. It's very palpable. There is a touching moment with his father, which sets up the why he just isn't going to do it. Now, there is a spoiler at the end of this, and I'm not going to show that. It's too good to spoil. There's some things I will spoil. I try to give a warning, but it's a good read. I highly recommend Absolute Superman. You can jump on anywhere in there. You don't have to have every issue. I think it's one of those where you just strap in and let it roll. Characters are fleshing out great. I love the take that they have on all the characters. They're really fresh, like Lois Lane being with the Peacekeeper Corps, and Brainiac he's the breakout villain of the year for me. Got to get that Brainiac. Supergod. This was very cool. This is something I believe it's more in my lane. If you're into transhumanism, Warren Ellen Smith is the writer. You will definitely enjoy this. He did a trio of books. Black Summer, I reviewed that one. Totally love it. No Hero, I have the first issue of that, just kind of nibbling into that. And then there's Supergod, where it all deals with probably more how things would work out if we had superheroes. And this is like a superhero war race where your big countries have developed superheroes through transhumanism, cosmic rays. They do that one. The British do that one. But it starts off where the first two issues, you start off in this apocalyptic scene, and this guy tells you how they get to that. So that's a cool setup, and it's really about all these, they're like nuclear weapons. These humans that, not humans, some of them are, they all start as human, but what they use, like the cosmic rays, nanotechnology, transhumanism, it really makes them super powerful. And there's a twist. There is a twist. One of them wants to improve the human race, and it's very interesting. To be able to do that, it has to potentially eliminate a large part of it. It's in a part of the world that is extremely overpopulated, and it's viewed as a threat when it starts doing what it's doing. And it's very interesting to set that up like that, to have it. It's horrific to do that, but as it's being viewed as a threat, the other countries to send their superhumans upon it. There has to be some kind of supremacy from a country. It's just like nuclear warfare. Everyone's got to have them, to keep the war from happening, but these actually are put into action. And towards the end of the story, it gets to where the one that is trying to improve the human race by eradicating a large part of it, they were starting to see improvements. They were starting to see this utopia that it was building, but it had to just do something so horrible to get to that. And it's too late by the time they see what is happening. It's just stories like that have a push-pull to them are just so intriguing to me. These get the gerb. There's a lot of controversy with them. Warren Ellis is a big transhumanism. I don't know if you would say proponent, or I don't know, but he's really into that. He leans real heavy into that in his books. And me personally, my viewpoint, I can totally see a lot of that happening as we move to the future. Now, I don't see something as extreme as the comic books, but there is a reality where you can improve a human with modifications. And we'll see how, with quantum computing, I'm going to get nerdy now, with quantum computing, with AI. Now, quantum computing is going to make things extremely fast. You couple that with the AI that we have now, which is extremely powerful. It's the next phase as far as technology. We're entering in the age of AI, literally. Like, you had the Industrial Revolution, the information age. I mean, AI is going to be its own age. Kind of see how fantastic comic books are. Just a comic book leading conversation down that path, and just the thought provoking that it invokes. It's fantastic. There's more to comic books than just the old school mentality that it's childish. I had somebody one time, this is a true story, I let them know that I was in the comic books, and they go, "What are you, 12?" And I was like, man, it was deal breaker. Total deal breaker. I wasn't shocked at that response, but I was kind of like, that's one of the attitudes out there. And you just roll with it, you just keep going. Moon Knight 26, Scarlet Redemption Part 1. DeMatteis is an author that I have just gotten into. His writing is very poetic, structured in that way where if I was a kid, I probably would not resonate with this. But being more mature in I always call it my comic book career. It's kind of, I don't know. I think we all have careers in comics if we're into it. We go through different phases, but I'm in a phase now where I really appreciate some deep writing, and it's fantastic. It's cool to be able to go back into the past and pull out these books and get a different enjoyment out of them. But the writing so far, it's pretty poetic. I don't know much about the antagonist. I believe this is very cinematic here. This is worthy of showing where you have this cityscape and you get closer and you get a shot of her walking past this guy. He just asking for it. You know what I mean? He's messing with her. Big mistake. And you can tell it's a mistake before it even happens, and very ghostly. Yeah, and she just wounds him, and it's on purpose. Great expression, by the way. The artist in this is actually Ron Garney and Tom Palmer. Shout out to them. Good job. The artwork does hold up with the storytelling. I think it does. And so he crashes into this diner, and we get a shot of her, and this is more than me just flipping through a book and showing you. It's a cinematic quality here where right here where you get this explosion, it reminded me of like 80s movies where something would blow up, someone running away. So yeah, it's quite the entrance for our villainous here in that drop of blood there. It's pretty grim there. But so far this issue, it seems like just a setup. I love this. I love panel work that if you read, a lot of my reviews have comments like that, but it's a big deal. It's really a setup, it seems like. Love that shot of Moon Knight. It's hard to flip through some of these books and not be distracted like a squirrel when you see some of these shots, but that's the beauty of comics. But like I was saying, it's like a setup. I believe there's a relationship between the two of them in previous issues. I'll do some homework, check it out. But, if you're into deep writing, this might be a good book for you. Old school Moon Knight. If you're a Moon Knight fan, you probably already know about this story. I do a lot of research, and this one came up. But I did see some comments during my research. Sometimes I'll just Google things. Or I'll just ask an AI engine, like I use Copilot quite a bit. Like I'll say, give me a list of dark Marvel comics. That may be where this came up. Or I'll put in the author's name, and I always try to get a list of what they've written. And then I can, with the internet, man, you can research anything. Back in the day, your boy had to go to a library or read a magazine.